What's going on, guys? Welcome back to today's mentorship video. Today is where we actually start to get into the actual meat of the mentorship and start going over some basic concepts. From here on out, it's going to get a little progressively harder with each video, so it's important that you guys start taking some notes and are actually paying attention to what we have to say. Like always, we have DMP here
What's
in
going
these
on, guys?
videos. Yep. And today we're going to be going over candle structure, and it's pretty basic. It's just going to be going over what every single kind of what every candlestick is and what every feature to the candlestick is. So as we can see labeled, we have a green candlestick and then a red candlestick. So green would be up, so we would be going in this direction up. Let me change this to black. And then a red one, we would be expecting the candlestick to go down. From here, we can see that there is wicks on either side of the candlestick. These are basically the highest and lowest point that the candlestick had went in the time that it had traded. We see that a green candlestick has a body right here, and then the red candlestick's body is right here and right here. From here, a green candlestick, we always look at the lowest point. So this lowest point of the body is actually the open, and this is the close. When a red stick is the opposite. So you look at the highest point, so this is the wick, and then the body right here, this is the opening price, and this is the closing price. So I'm going to label that, and then DMP, if you want to add anything in right here.
Yeah, so basically, we're going to explain, what the difference is between wicks and bodies. Obviously, as we're explaining it now, it might be a little bit confusing. Just for reference, your green candle is going to be a bullish candle. It's bullish candle structure, and your red candle is going to be bearish candle structure. As Jam mentioned, it's important to know where your open and closing prices are. This is going to come in handy once we go further into the course and start to explain more of market structure and get more in depth into things.
Yep. So this would be the close right here. So now we just want to kind of imagine in current time, right? So like pretend that this is going to be the candlestick, right? Trading in real time. We open right here. This is where it opens. It makes a low right here, so it trades, and it's technically a red candle at this point in time when it's open, and then it leaves the wick, comes back above the opening price, so it leaves a wick right here. It shows that it traded down into this price, then continues to go up and expands higher, higher, higher. It puts in this top wick right here, so that means that it came and traded into this like current price, and then came back down and closed right here, meaning that this is the body of the candle with a wick, meaning that it had opened right here, traded down, went up, came and made this wick, and then came down and traded into here. I could do the same thing for this, for a bearish candle. So the candle opens up right here. We then open up, make the higher wick of the candlestick, start to expand lower, create the bottom wick of the candle, and then close right here. So this is just a basic example of how candlesticks form. I can actually just clear this and show you a real life example. Let's just go to the monthly time frame real quick. So, for example, we'll just use this candlestick right here. We can see that this is the lowest point of the candlestick. This is the opening price of the candlestick. This is the closing price of the candlestick. And then the highest point in time of the candlestick. So let me just go back in time to this right here, and then I'll label it lowest. So yeah, this is basically what a candlestick formation is, and it's just very important to align and just understand basically how a candlestick forms and how it opens and all the properties that go into what an actual candlestick is. Is there anything else that you wanted to add for this? I think that we covered everything though.
Yeah, so just a small thing to add. So when you're looking at these candlesticks, the importance of the open, the close, the high, the low point, And why it's going to make sense in the future is typically when you see a candle open and, let's say it's a bullish candle, as you see in this example here, when we see that candle open and make its lowest point, sometimes we're going to end up making that low at a key level or, an important area in the market. And then, we want to see where is that candle closing, and that might help us confirm, the trend in the market, whether it's bullish or bearish, and kind of confirm, where the market is heading. And in this case here, with this example, based on what we're seeing this candle opened, made a lower wick, and then it ended up closing up very strong, made a high wick. And from this point here, we would assume that the market is wanting to trend higher into those highs to the left, and we'll kind of explain how you're looking for targets in the market. We call them levels of liquidity in the form of buy side, sell side. We'll talk about that further. But opens, lows, and the close and the high of the candles essentially help you understand where the market wants to trend towards, whether it be a low in the market or a high in the market.
Yep, exactly. And just before we leave you guys, I'll just label out this right here. So this close would be this right here. Then we have the open being the opposite, the highest point of the candlestick, and then the lowest point of the candlestick. That's close, lowest. So yeah, just if you want to, honestly, maybe jot down in your notes just like what every candlestick kind of looks like, and then basically do the drawings of what I had, the green and red, and then just label highest, open, high, low, close. So that's basically how we talk about it. Open, high,
Yep.
low, close, and then open, low, high, close. There is also another candlestick. I forgot what the actual name of it is. Maybe you can tell me, but it's basically the candlestick looks like it opens like this, it drops down, comes up like this, and then it's like that. I forget what it's called, this candlestick, but
I forget the exact term, but I know what you're talking about.
yeah, there are like word names for it, but this is how we trade. This is like we look at the candlesticks and we can just tell
Right.
that this is the opening price, closing price, highest point it traded, and lowest point. So we'll leave you guys with that and see you guys in the next video, mentorship video.
Take it easy, guys.